Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. We always like to talk to locals that have local businesses and that provide local products, Colorado products, and they're sustainable and good for the environment. And I am here with Cary Hogan to talk about what's happening over at Knapp Harvest. What's
There's
the buzz?
the buzz. There is always something happening. I
Yeah.
think what I'll start out with is selling our CSA boxes through Knapp Garden Center. You know, Knapp Ranch has an umbrella and a lot of businesses underneath it. Knapp's Nectars are honey. Knapp
Yep.
Harvest is where we gather all the products to sell. Knapp Garden Center is over in Eagle across the highway, and it's behind City Market. So we're getting ready to ramp up. It's almost garden season, so we're going to be talking about preparing for your garden. But before I do that, I want to talk about these CSA boxes, which stands for Community Supported Agriculture.
I was going to ask that question
I
for the
know.
viewers that don't know what the heck a
What the
CSA
heck?
is.
There's so many acronyms
Yeah.
out there, isn't there? But this is really a great program to support your farmers early on so that they can, the idea early on was to buy their seeds, to do all that kind of stuff. And what it does is we have a 13-week program that you pick up a CSA box either at Knapp Garden Center in Eagle once a week or at Fill and Refill and in Riverwalk at Edwards. And it's a box that is full of the latest spring seasonal vegetables. There will always be either Knapp nectar in there, Knapp's mushrooms, Knapp's microgreens. We'll have recipes, coupons for eggs at Knapp Harvest, along with all that seasonal. So then in the beginning of the season, you'll be getting asparagus and spring onions and things like that that you'll first see in spring. So it's a really good way to feed your family. It's very affordable. And we have two different sizes, a standard size for 1 to 2 people, or the family size, which is 3 plus. And I can say 5 to 6 that'll feed.
Wow.
And so 13 weeks. Go to knappgardencenter.com, click on CSA, and shop now. And if you buy before May 1st, you get a free jar of the 12-ounce Knapp's Nectar Wildflower Honey.
Oh, wow.
As an incentive.
That's a good bonus.
Yeah,
That's a good incentive.
good bonus. So definitely check it out. It's really good. It comes out to about $25 or $28 a week, depending on the size you buy. If you think about that and going to City Market to buy organic vegetables, you'll get Osage fresh organic herbs every week in that box as well. Wow. You can't trade that $25 in, I promise you. And this is all supporting our farmers up and down the valley, as well as what we'll be growing up at Knapp Ranch. So lots of fun things going on. And again, we just got together planning the gardens for Knapp Ranch. What are we going to be growing up there? What's going to be supplying Knapp Harvest? Where are our microgreens going to be growing? Yeah. How are the mushrooms doing? So we are in gardening mode, and so it's the time of year, if you're a gardener, to think about, spring. We can't help it. We have spring fever.
Right.
And so to plan your garden, I had a neighbor call me and said, I'm going to rip up some of my grass and plant a pollinator garden. What pollinator plant should I plant? And I love these kind of things because, you're supporting the bees. They're a habitat for them, and it really helps. So we have all that kind of information for you. I was talking to you about Pollinator Week that'll be coming up in June. We'll really be shining a light on how you can help. But here in our community, as you're planning your garden, if you're looking to hire your landscapers, ask your landscaper, what are you spraying? I'm sorry, that is the most important thing you're doing here. You live in the mountains. We are about nature. Please help us support it. Please help us be good stewards for up here. We have these do not spray signs. If you come into Knapp Harvest, we will give them to you. In the town of Gypsum, we have to post those because they spray for mosquitoes. We are in a little bit of discussion with the town. We have a grassroots group growing. These are the kind of things that can make a difference in your community. This SaveTheBees.org, which we sell those sweatshirts. If you go to that website, that's a lot of communities that have gathered together to help fight this. So, even if the town of Eagle says they don't spray, they allow landscapers to spray. So all around the town last summer, little tiny signs that says pesticide applied. I'm sorry, it's not just the bees, it's your children.
Right.
It's yourself.
It's your animals. If your
It's
dog
your
gets in the
animals.
grass,
If
yeah.
it doesn't hit you enough that it's your children,
Right.
then maybe it'll hit you that it's your animals, and then it's the bees. It's all of us cannot handle pesticides. It is a known carcinogen.
Now, Cary, with the pesticides, some of the names of the chemicals are a mile long. Is there a way, if they come over to Knapp Harvest, do you have a list of the things
That's
you
a
can
great
notice?
point. Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely. And you can also, the great Googler of you, Google
Right.
what's, if you're standing in that store and you're looking at something that's, your concern might be poison, look it up.
Well, and you've seen a lot of these lawsuits that are coming
Oh.
out against some of these big companies that are making these pesticides and
Yeah.
herbicides and all this. And just remember, you're ingesting
All of
of
that.
that, whether it's in the air or in the food that you're eating.
To me, it's unbelievable. You would spray that on something you would feed your family.
Yep.
So you have a choice of where you buy, how you buy, who you support through your money.
Right.
And when you buy vegetables that you have no idea where they came from, most likely you are feeding your family pesticides.
Right.
So, I mean, I really can't say that enough. And also, when you are buying your vegetable starters or your flowers, when you walk into a big box store and you can smell pesticide, well, you'll be taking that home with you.
Right.
Not just what you just breathed in, because it's heavy duty when you walk in. It's also what you're planting in your garden. You're going to then feed your children. It's counterproductive. So
Right.
again, we will have at Knapp Garden Center, we will have those kind of starters, those seeds. We have lots of seeds and ideas at Knapp Harvest as well. You can see a little booklet there called,
Simply Bees.
Simply
Yeah.
Bees. It's all about all the things we're talking about. We will hand those to you for free. We're very concerned about our environment. We love where we live, and we want to protect it. And I'd like my grandchildren to be able to enjoy the world the way I have been able to.
Well, that's great, Cary, because it's not just locally, it's the things that we do locally that make the global impact. And that's
Exactly.
the education and the things that you provide there at Knapp Harvest, and then also that you carry through at Knapp Ranch to
Absolutely.
bring into your
All
store.
the way through the businesses, and
Yep.
it feels good to do that. And again, yeah, it makes a difference. You do make a difference. So, please, come visit us. We're down in Eagle Ranch.
Right
We're-
there by Color Coffee.
Color Coffee.
Yeah.
We're an indoor farmers market. As we mentioned, we have all sorts of fresh vegetables, seasonal, all up and down the valley that we source. We've got, Vail Meats. We've got Caleb's Catch. We are open 7 days a week. Monday through Friday, we are open 10 till 6, and Saturdays and Sundays 10 till 4. So come down and
Okay.
visit us. There's always something fun going on. Great food, second nature, organic meals to go. All sorts of things. I could go on and on.
Well, Cary, thanks for coming in and helping
Yeah.
us solve the world's problems.
hope
And when
so.
you come back in, we'll figure some more things out. We talked about some fun segments that we want to get into a little bit later, and I think we'll
Absolutely.
get that in the programming.
Yes,
So thank you.
absolutely.
So if you're out there and you want to really make a difference, if you want to buy locally, if you want to source locally, if you want to protect the environment, just not locally, but also globally, make that big impact, Knapp Harvest is the place to go. Cary, thanks for coming in.
Absolutely.
We'll be back soon with more Good Morning Vail.